Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I am so pleased to convene this first meeting of the Water Policy Council, and it's great to see all of you here ready to work productively towards solutions to what I think is our most pressing issue, that of water. So looking around the room, it is clear that we have assembled a group of experts from across the state with representatives from agriculture, cities, rural Arizona, tribal nations, the business community, conservation organizations, and more. You have been called on to tackle our water challenges in a time where we need serious action. As you know, the purpose of this Water Policy Council is to develop policy recommendations that update, revise, and improve our water management framework. Arizona has a long tradition of forming water councils and commissions. Some have produced our most monumental advancements in water policy, and some have done little. My expectation is this council will be in the first category. Arizona is booming and becoming the center of our country's economic future. We're attracting businesses from around the world, growing jobs, and building a talented workforce that is developing cutting-edge technology and manufacturing. But to continue that growth, I know that we must ensure a secure water future. Refusing to acknowledge the facts will not solve our problems. We must take action. We must build a resilient Arizona for generations to come. We find ourselves in a position today where the work we do here for our state's water future has never been more important. While we must secure Arizona's Colorado River supplies in negotiations with the federal government and basin states, we must not lose sight of another critical resource that has been part of Arizona's DNA, the groundwater beneath our feet. For generations, groundwater has supported Arizona communities, our agriculture, our industry, and our stunning landscapes. In times of Colorado River shortage, it is groundwater that we turn to as a backup. In many communities throughout Arizona, it is the only water supply available. But groundwater is a finite resource, and once pumped, it won't return within our lifetimes. With a resource this precious, we must manage it wisely. And this is why I'm directing this council to focus on two major areas of groundwater management. First, we've known for decades that rural communities have had too few protections for their groundwater. These places are essential parts of the magic that makes Arizona a unique place to live and visit. The aquifers and fossil groundwater reserves that support these areas are under threat of depletion. In January, in my State of the State, I vowed to support local communities and aid them in accessing the tools that they need to protect their water futures. This includes consideration of new AMAs and INAs, and I intend to follow through on that commitment. The budget that was passed last week includes $5 million appropriated to ADWR specifically for this purpose. But I'm also open to alternative solutions. It's been 40 years since the Groundwater Management Act was passed, and so if we need new tools to manage our groundwater, then we should create them. This council is charged with developing proposals and recommendations for better management of rural groundwater, recommendations that I would hope to see by the end of the year. Rural communities are not the only place that need attention. In central Arizona, which once faced the most severe rates of groundwater depletion, we're fortunate to have developed robust systems of groundwater management after decades of living in the AMAs. And this commitment to responsible water management has driven the tremendous population and economic growth that we've sustained over this time. Key to this success is the crown jewel of the 1980 Groundwater Management Act, Arizona's 100-year Assured Water Supply Program. No other state in the country boasts such a rigorous framework of water security and consumer protection, and it's been a foundation of certainty for businesses and residents who have come to call Arizona home. The Assured Water Supply Program is built on the common sense principles that new development should prove that it has water in hand, that existing users will be protected, and that we won't mortgage our future by pumping our aquifers dry. Earlier this year, I unsealed a groundwater study that was produced for assured water supply purposes which showed the presence of groundwater issues in the Far West Valley. This is the second area in central Arizona AMAs where An assured water supply projection shows groundwater declines and future supply deficits after seeing it first appear in the Pinal AMA 4 years ago. After decades of pumping and groundwater allocation, it isn't hard to predict that this will likely surface in other areas. As I stated in January, we have gotten a wake-up call that we must take action now to properly secure and manage our groundwater resources. These studies are the canary in the coal mine, giving us advance notice and an opportunity to be proactive with the management of our water supplies, to preserve certainty for existing businesses and communities, and to foster sustainable water use as we continue our economic growth. So here's my second directive to the Council. Develop a package of policy recommendations which strengthen our assured water supply program and ensure that we protect our groundwater resources for continued growth. Now, there is no doubt that the water challenges we face today are significant, but I am confident that by coming together, we can solve them and ensure the continued prosperity of our state. Arizona has been on the forefront of water management through past and present. It was out of a groundwater crisis that the 1980 Groundwater Management Act was formed, a turning point of policy reform that spurred innovation, billions of dollars in investments for infrastructure and renewable supplies, and a cultural shift to groundwater stewardship. I believe that we are in a similar situation today, where these next few years will become critical milestones in our water history. I'm here today because solving water issues can't wait until tomorrow. And I know that you're all here today because you want to be a part of the solution. While it is no small task, it is time to act, time to build upon Arizona's legacy of water management, and time to secure our water future. I thank you all so much for your service in ensuring that we have the water security that allows our state to thrive for generations to come. So thank you so much for your service here. And with that, I will leave you all in the capable hands of Director Bushotsky, who I have entrusted to lead this effort. I know that our work is cut out for us, and I look forward to checking in on the progress made over the next several months. Thank you again so much.